a doubleheader matchup between the Sabres and the Puffins. It is playoffs on the line in this game and really in everything that's happening tonight, and it is so important for the performance of both of these teams in order to get into those playoffs and make things happen. My name is Sleeky, and with me this evening, joining me in the commentary booth for the latter half is none other than Lars Newton. Lars, how are you doing today?
I am wonderful tonight, Sleeky. Thank you for asking. It's so incredible to get to be here with the Sleeky to cast this doubleheader matchup. Sleeky, you haven't been around since week 1, I think it was you were saying. So that is, I feel so honored and special that I get to be here for this with the Sleeky, all 5 fingers involved here. But let's talk about the teams on the field. Like you said, Puffins and Sabres, this Academy League matchup, good week for both of these to get themselves just that extra edge towards the playoffs. The Puffins are, if they 5-0 tonight, they are a lock for the playoffs. But with how their record is sitting at 37-18, they're in a pretty good spot. Number 1 in the Arctic Division, and if they lose that number 1 slot, they will fall easily into a wild card slot. On the other hand, you've got the Sabres, currently number 3, but only 5 behind the Puffins. It's kind of a tight division here. They're also already in a wild card spot with the potential to pick up that division lead with a big win here. So both these teams sitting pretty for playoffs and hoping to really clinch it here tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a really important matchup, and one of the really nice things about this as well is it's going to be super competitive, right? Because now that we're getting into that final stretch of the season and we're getting these games scheduled based on their implication, the best part is we're essentially guaranteed close matches between all of the teams involved. The Sabres and Puffins tonight, like you were just saying, a lot to play for, a lot on the line, and you know, you can really start to see the effort come out of these players, out of these teams, out of the franchises as a whole when they're really in that final stretch. And it's why, you know, in the beginning part of the season, we say every game is so important. And it's because it leads to moments like this where those 1-2 game wins, even on the losses in the series, get you to this point where it's so crucial that you walk away with that victory. So, you know, I'm just excited. The season has been building up to it. We're winding into playoffs, and I'm ready to see how these players handle the situation.
Absolutely. As we hop into game number 1 of our 5-game series here, you hit the nail on the head. Every game matters. I know we had some exciting matchups last night where it came down to really even every goal matters, and we're expecting more of that tonight between the Puffins and the Sabres.
That we are, and we're going ahead and getting away. Game number 1. That's actually a really good block by Sammy at the left side to get it through. He might be able to wrap around this here. Instead, opts to play it in mid. Hollow unable to follow it through in time. So now with the ball sort of floating back into the Sabres half, it'll be Mouse Rat looking to try and get it out in front. Soft touch over to the right. Now Bango sending one near. It almost just went in on its own. I thought he might have had the double touch. Not quite there, but we're seeing some good sustained pressure from the Puffins right now.
It's always good to see that sustained pressure. We talk about it a lot, is getting repeat follow-up shots on the net, scrambling that defense to open up opportunities. But so far, we've only had 1 or 2 really good looks toward the net, but that's going to do it there for Hollow off that pass from Sammy. That's a great turnaround for the Sabres.
And this is exactly what they wanted to see as well. You can see the pass just coming through. Sammy dropping that on a dime. And Hollow with the follow-through and precision to send it in. That's going to get the Sabres now off to a 1-0 lead. But it was after some really good pressure from the Puffins. You know, I liked what I was seeing from them down the field. We saw them get some good open pressure. They just need to get that final bit of execution. We get things underway with this next possession. It's Sammy. Oh no, getting bumped by Hollow. Could be an opportunity here for Mouse Rat, but he jumped a bit too early. Hollow having to clear this across his own net. Bango can't find the touch. A dangerous situation handled well by the Sabres as they're now transitioning in on offense. Be Sammy, side wall, looking at 2 defenders, sitting back, gets it over top of 1, gets it around. Hollow, not quite expecting him to get that good double beat, started to turn back, but I'm liking the aggression I'm seeing out of Sammy right now.
It's always good to see that aggression, especially in twos. If you can manage it well, the backside of aggression is it draws you upfield and kind of out of position, lets you get beat backwards. So you have to be confident in the way you can do that. But the Sabres looking really good, managing space on the field, managing where they are with each other, and setting up good, aggressive plays upfield.
We have one play developing right now that Bango is looking to get up to, able to get that aerial off and down the left side. Follow now with the return. Mouse Rat trying to get rotated back. He's the only one back. Sammy with an opportunity, but it is Mouse Rat to chase it down, and the double commit could be dangerous. Bango looking to catch up with this on the back wall. He gets the touch, but it's a fantastic effort there from Sammy to make him miss. Mouse Rat with the save on the other end, but you know, I really got to give that play to the Sabres. Getting back defensively, even though you don't have to get in front of the save, you make that attacker miss that shot, and what was really a good opportunity for the Puffins to get themselves on the board.
Something about that aggressive strategy is it kind of has the opponents feeling footsteps, hearing footsteps behind them, and you don't necessarily have to actually challenge the ball or make a touch. If you can get them to make a mistouch, make a miscue because they feel that pressure coming, it's going to give you big advantages like that, where when they have that open net opportunity, they're panicking, they're rushing, trying to get the shot off, and ends up not going home.
We are in the second half of this game now. Puffins still looking for their opener. They've had a couple of really solid opportunities. One potentially opening here. Bango sending it down the right side. Mouse Rat going to look to chase it up the wall. It's a 50, but Sammy able to send it back downfield. Mouse Rat with a very wide rotation here. It could be Sammy just taking advantage of it, and that's exactly what he does. Mouse Rat goes into the Sabres corner to grab boost, and Bango, meanwhile, is really struggling to defend that. Such an awkward spot, and Sammy realizing he has the space, able to jump up, send it through. 2-0 Sabres.
That's really unfortunate for the Puffins there. That front post rotation, expecting you to have a defender behind you ready to pick up any kind of slack. And once you don't make that initial challenge, you're kind of forced to sit and wait to see where the ball is going to go, which gives lots and lots of advantage to the attacker. Sammy more than happy to find that upper right corner and put that one away.
Now doubling their lead. Sabres off to a really strong start here. It might be a third. Sammy, unfortunately, sending it just wide. It's Bango. With a touchdown to the right side, intercepted by Hollow at midfield. It'll be back for Mouse Rat in the corner. He gets a good 50, but this will be up for Sammy. No, Hollow actually taking it, and that might slide in. Mouse Rat able to find the glancing touch for the save. But the Sabres very fortunate on that double commit, and maybe not after all. Mouse Rat gets a good clear downfield. Has an option here to control towards net. Gets the flick over top. Sammy's not going to make it, and the Puffins finally on the board.
We've seen this go back and forth between the Puffins and the Sabres where they get those advantages in transition. And here the Puffins finally taking advantage of it, getting the Sabres in kind of an awkward rotation, baiting out that early challenge and getting an easy touch over top to put that one home.
2-1 sits the score line with 1:15 to go in game number 1. Good cut there from Mouse Rat. Hollow had possession. It's back from Sammy to Hollow. Looks to take it off the side wall. Solid control. Back in the corner again, all four players in this one corner, but it'll be Bango to get the clear downfield. We do start closing down on our final minute. Bango just taking a shot off the post. Mouse Rat to follow it through. And just like that, the Puffins back level.
Once again, we see the Puffins strike in transition. Hollow makes an awkward challenge, ends up just teeing it up, and then it's off the post with a quick follow-up from Mouse Rat, and that's what we like to see. You don't have to score on that first shot. We saw the Puffins in the early game getting lots of repeat pressure, and here, combining that repeat pressure with the quick transition to throw the Sabres off kilter, and it pays off, tying this one up with less than a minute to go.
Well, now things going to start to get real interesting with things level. Bango with solid space downfield. Sammy not in the best spot. It's a good pass, but Sammy able to get in front. So look to follow it through. It's a double commit from him and Hollow as they send it to the back wall. Now things slowing down a little bit. Sammy, slight touchdown. It'll be Hollow looking to drop it in mid, but this is going to be Mouse Rat playing it over to the left side. 24 seconds and counting. This shot closed just off the bar. It'll be Hollow clearing it back left side. Bango, good touch as Mouse Rat collecting boost in their own half. Sabres looking for control. Final 10 seconds, an opportunity for them to end it before overtime. Hollow going for the ceiling shot, but a fantastic save from Bango. About opportunity here for the Puffins, but Bango just going to let it drop, and we've got overtime in game number 1.
You mentioned you like this late season play because you get to start to see really, really even matchups that really matter. And here it is, overtime in game number 1. You couldn't ask for a better matchup.
No, not at all. This is exactly what we expected to see out of these two teams. I'm not surprised in the slightest. But it has been more on the Puffins in the second half here, coming back from a 2-0 deficit. And especially like in that last 90 seconds, controlling the ball much better. Feels like they're getting those first game jitters out early, though this one dangerous, and it's gonna be through Hollow. Nailing it in the top right corner, and the Sabres gonna take game 1.
Game 1 for the Sabres, and in fantastic fashion. Coming off a little bit of a mistouch here from the Puffins as they can't quite seem to keep that one clear of the front of the net. Out of that corner, we've seen the Sabres attack repeatedly through the corner, and finally it pays off as they get that one in the upper right corner. That's a great look for the Sabres, taking that quick lead, and that momentum is going to be so key going through the rest of this series.
Yeah, momentum, a huge part of this game, but, you know, the Sabres do a really good job. They were put in a tough position there. They had that 2-goal advantage for throughout most of the game, and then the Puffins, we really saw them start to surge back. They make a concerted effort in the final 90 seconds to get control of the ball. And, you know, some teams maybe start to sweat a bit at that, but the Sabres, not at all. They stay calm, cool, collected. They go into that overtime after a really good opportunity moments before with the ceiling shot, and they don't let it bother them. They stuck with it, and they grabbed that first game victory, and that's so critical for them because it really would have felt like it was their game to lose, especially, again, with that 2-goal advantage that they had throughout most of it.
Yeah, and the big thing here is once you get that advantage, you have to really try to hold on to it. When you get down that last 90 seconds or so, I really like to see you up by 2-3 goals. That really helps secure the game going forward. But we talked a lot about even matchups here. Both teams putting up 8 shots on the other team's net, and look how even it was all the way through, ending in overtime with that 1 goal. But this doesn't feel like an Academy League matchup. We're seeing great pace. We're seeing great mechanics. We're seeing good high-awareness, upfield passing play looks. The only thing I think that they could edge out a little bit more of is if they look for maybe some physical play, some bumps and demos to help open up the net just a little bit more.
Yeah, I think the physical play, especially here in the Academy League, can really play a huge, vital role in opening up that space, throwing teams out of their normal rotations. And so as we get into game 2 here, I'm more looking for that on the Puffins end because it has felt really solid rotationally speaking from the Sabres so far. I mean, they've been getting their fair share of mechanical plays, but the reason that they've been able to get those set up with such precision so far is just their ability to connect with each other and not double up all that often. And so with this initial pressure, I mean, we're seeing it right out of the gate here. The Sabres getting straight to business on attacking this Puffins net.
I know we like to see the mechanical plays, but you're exactly right. To get the good mechanical plays, you have to manage space on the field well. But there is Bango managing the entire field with a big send and the read off the wall as the Sabres can't get the back wall touch. A little bit awkward, and it's easy open net for Bango.
Yeah, and Sammy just reaching for that ball. Came close, but close not quite enough as the backboard rebound shot comes flying through. And so in this game, it will be the Puffins scoring first. Still 4.5 minutes, though. Plenty of time for the Sabres to get back in control of this match. That's actually a really good 50 coming from Mouserad. Makes the Sabres get reset back in their own half for defense. Now Hollow looking to take it down the left side. Sammy waiting in support at midfield. Now Hollow's just going to take it himself. He doesn't need to support at midfield because he's just going to fly it through.
That's a beautiful showing of car control here from Hollow. Nice, easy, simple touches to get that one past without letting the ball get too far away from themselves. The big thing here, as you were saying, the Sabres turn that back, the Puffins turn that back and force the Sabres to reset in their end. With how the Sabres manage their positioning and how they make mechanical plays in addition to team plays, that's a dangerous place to be. The Puffins, if they give the Sabres team space, as the Puffins are going to score very quickly here, they're going to punish, but the Puffins right back at them.
Yeah, and that demo actually being a bit unfortunate because it throws Hollow a bit out of the play. Sammy has to turn back. He can't get there in time. And so it's the Puffins right off that kickoff. They're going to be able to retake the lead here 2-1 with 4:05 to go. As it will be another kickoff in favor of Puffins. Mouserad clear semi downfield, but returned by Sammy, and it could be a dangerous one here. Sammy looking for the double touch. He got the follow through, but he's not able to get it on target. It's Mouserad bullying his way down this left side, able to get it over top of Hollow, but Sammy in defense able to pick it up. It's a return from Bango again to the left side. He follows it through in the corner, straight out to Bango again. He's going to drop that for Mouserad, takes a shot wide. Opportunity though for Bango as Sammy a bit slow to get there, just able to find that touch. Now a minute and a half gone. It's a little bit of a reverse of what we saw in game 1. It's more been the Puffins in the first part of this game getting all of the momentum and pressure downfield.
Yeah, the Puffins do a great job containing the ball downfield. The one place that I think the Sabres have a little bit of advantage there, though, is they're a little more aggressive to challenge the ball. The Puffins do a great job challenging at midfield and keeping those offensive opportunities broken up, but they're giving the Sabres a good amount of space to set up those pass plays and those mechanical plays. They need to have a player constantly challenging up in the face of the Sabres, breaking up those plays.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're seeing a little bit of pressure coming out of the Sabres now, though nothing comes of it as Mouserad getting the big clear down the right side. Unable to follow through on the ball, though it's played back to Bango. 50 on Hollow, going to come back in midfield again. Mouserad close, but Sammy with a clear back, and now Bango's got a rush. Sammy going to play off of it for a moment. Actually, might be a really smart play. Hollow, oh no, just off the post. It could be just one more needed from Bango. There it is. and it's going to be a 2-goal lead. What a series of events there.
Such a quick transition back up and down the field. And unfortunately for the Sabres, unable to put that one away, but the high awareness out of Bango, reading what was happening, being upfield, ready to make that touch, and then the biggest thing here is just not messing that touch up, getting a nice, easy touch towards the net, finishing that one off, and it's great to see, especially at this Academy League level.
And it really is, and what a pass from Mouse as well. Getting it right off the post, just able to get that clear downfield, follow through as well. Really solid play coming from the Puffins. They look to get this game 2 back and get the series level. Get clear off of the top over to the right side. Miss from Hollow. Can he get the follow through? Yes, but it's actually back in the midfield. Big demo coming from Mouse. Bango coming across field to get it off the corner. Hollow soft touch. Bango follow through. Mouse trying to get the cut in, and he gets it past Sammy. And Mouse Rat, like a chef, cutting it with precision.
That's a great, beautiful little touch. Good challenge from Bango. Like we talked about, getting up in the face of the Sabres, forcing them to make plays and not giving them space to make those plays and happening right in front of their net allows Mouse Rat to come up and, just like you said, put a nice little cut on it to tuck it into the corner.
And you can't blame Sammy in that situation either. It's in a situation where it was either going to come high or low. And let's be honest, most people choose to go high just because it's a little bit harder to get up to it in time. But solid read there from the Puffins, to go low instead. It catches Sammy out of position, and now a big lead for the Puffins here, and it might turn even bigger. Back wall, no one back, but Mouse Rat missing a wide open net. Fortunately for them, they do have this big lead, but in future games, especially with how competitive we expect this series to continue to be, you can't afford to miss open nets like that.
Yeah, that's the thing about setting pace in these games is you hear me talk a lot when I cast about you should be missing 15% or so of your touches because you're working so hard to push pace. But when you have that much space and an open net, that's where that higher level of awareness and that higher level of experience comes in to say, slow down, don't panic, take your time, and really make sure you're putting the ball on net.
Down to the corner yet again. Good touch from Hollow. Mouse Rat had an opportunity. It comes over top of Bango. Good recovery, though. Comes back in midfield again. That double commit could be dangerous. Mouse Rat fortunately plays it into the corner. He might have a follow through here. Oh, great pass. Bango just a bit too far forward. Mouse Rat, instead of turning on it, going to opt to go back in defense. 30 seconds, 3 goals. They don't need to push anything here. They just got to hold on. Although they might not be able to. Oh my, Mouse Rat getting in front of that play and clearing it into the corner. He might also have the goal. Oh, no, he does not. Sammy back on the other end as well. Going to be denying them. It's 2 fantastic saves on either side of the field.
That's so beautiful to see. Unfortunately, too little, too late for the Sabres as they needed a few more of those to keep this one competitive. It's a great dribble by Sammy trying to get a goal for the road, but nothing happening. Puffins take game number 2, tie us up here in the series. And it just feels like a fairly different game from both teams. The Sabres not managing their spacing quite as well through that series, a little bit more double up, and almost feels like a little bit of panic on the side of the Sabres as they try to get that game back after they started to go down. On the flip side, the Puffins very fast to the ball. They're doing a great job challenging, getting those goals in transition, getting up the field. The one thing that I'd like to see them do a little bit better is they still have a tendency to back off for boost to give a little bit of space to the Sabres. I think if they can cut down on that, they're going to get even more of an advantage here.
No, I'm right there with you. And again, this 4-1 looks like a massive victory for the Puffins. And don't get me wrong, it absolutely is. But you could see the Sabres having those big opportunities to score downfield. They had 6 shots, 4 saves on the side of the Puffins. If they don't play as good of a defense as they did that game, it's a completely different ball game. So going into this game 3, I'm really curious to see what adjustments are made on the Sabres side of the field. We've seen them connect with each other on the passes. They're very, very efficient at passing plays and finishing them off. Well, what they have to do, and you kind of mentioned it before game 2, is get a little bit more physical. I said we'd need to see the Puffins did it, and they did it indeed. Now it's going to have to come on the Sabres. They've got to get in the middle of these plays, chase them down at midfield, and whether it be a bump, a demo, something, they've got to mess these rotations up because the Puffins are playing excellent defense.
Yeah, the Puffins have done such a great job not double committing, not getting stacked up on each other. And just like you said, they have to get up there and disrupt that defense to open it up and find an advantage. And I think, honestly, I hate to say it, play a little bit more safe. They've been beat so many times in transition.
Game 3 is underway. Tie between these two teams in the series. Playoff implications galore in this game. We begin with this possession from Sammy moving downfield. 50 from Bango as it comes back to the left side to Hollow, quick on top. Backboard, a little bit of a pop-up. Mountrat able to get underneath. Follow through sidewall, and he might still have it. Good control. Bango will look to try and send it downfield. Gets the follow through, but this will be Hollow sending it back over to Sammy. Looking for the connection on the pass, but Bango. Oh, what a touch. Hollow not going to be able to make that back in time, and it's the Puffins on the board first yet again.
It's something we talked a lot about the Sabres doing, is hunting those pass plays, as you can see right there. But it's really where the Puffins have got a lot of advantage here, is they've done the pass plays better, both offensively and defensively. We see there, reading that pass play like a book, touching it down and finishing it off.
Good 50, sending it over to the right side. Mouserat getting a bit of a pinch. Sammy, slight touch off the wall. It's Bango up to get the 50, and that's going to come out of the corner. Opportunity for Mouserat, but a big touch from Sammy, sending it over to the left side. It's Bango the follow through. Fortunately for the Sabres, Hollow able to get back in time, and this will reset the Puffins offense. Hollow looking to maintain control here, taken away by Mouserat. Opportunity for Bango, opportunity taken, and he's just going to bang that in. 2-0, about 1:15 into game 3.
I don't think the Sabres were ready for that play at all. It's a quick touch down in, and I honestly feel like they were expecting Mouserat to try to scoop that up in the corner, but Mouserat, knowing exactly where their teammate is, grabs that boost, does a little boost starve in case it doesn't work out, and Bango more than happy to come up and score that goal as the Sabres caught out of position.
Hollow now with control, looking to play that off to Sammy. He'll push it back to the right side again. Bango with the pickup. He's going to get demoed for his efforts. Oh, Mouserat had an opportunity. Now an open net for Hollow. Can he get it there in time? No, not enough power. Bango able to get back. It's Mouserat with the clear. Interesting touch. It'll be back out to Mouserat again. He gets it over top of one. Sammy. Back to Mouserat. Mouserat really chasing these down with efficiency. It's Bango sending it on target. Great save from Sammy on the goal line. He gets the follow through. Almost a little nervous there. He gets a slight touch off the bar. He is able to get it cleared away, and this should be an easy pickup for him on the sidewalk.
Something as this one's going to roll just off the net, but a quick follow-up from Sammy. I can come back to what I was going to say earlier, but that is just the Puffins caught up field, and Sammy with a nice shot all the way down past both defenders.
Yeah, and that's Mouserat trying to get back in time. He's a bit slow. It's not a whole lot he could do. He was trying to rush back, but he had to get that wide angle turn. If he had been a little bit quicker, he might have been able to get a hit, but I mean, he was also in a position where if he finds something, may inadvertently send it into his own net, so not too much that he could really do in that situation. He gets the Sabres back within one, though. Could be Bango here. Oh, he goes for the ground pinch, and he gets it, to be fair to him, but not quite in the direction that he was looking for. Bango getting that clear back to follow it through on the side wall. Hollow, back wall. Mouserat will look to take, but it's Hollow on top of it again. Doesn't care if he puts it over to the left side. He just wants the Sabres to maintain possession as we cross over into the second half. It'll be Hollow again. Going to collect boosted ball in his own corner. Looks to play it across net. Sammy getting set back in defense, and Bango getting a side flip out of the way. It's Hollow moving back downfield. Opportunity for Sammy. He cuts it a bit too harshly. Mouserat able to clear it off the back wall. There's another opportunity here, and he sends it too high. It's a couple opportunities in a row here for the Sabres, and they just haven't been able to put it through.
I do like something I'm seeing on the Sabres here. They seem to be slowing down a little bit, and they were playing in the start of this game with a little bit of panic, I felt, in how they were playing, how they were trying to approach it. As that pass play is going to go a little forewanting. But now they've slowed down. They've started to focus really heavily on kind of a control style of game. And as you know, it's not about blindly pushing the ball towards the other team's net. You control the ball and look for your opportunities. So Sabres, if they can find a way to finish as they missed a couple of really good opportunities, it's going to work out very well for them.
And that it is 1:21 left on the board. It's still Puffins controlling a 1-goal lead. That can change at any time, including for the Puffins. Almost able to get turned on that as Bango. Mouserat at midfield needs one more, able to slide it by Hollow and make that a 2-goal lead for the Puffins.
I appreciate Hollow turning back here, recognizing what was happening, not having enough boost to get there, but going anyway. Unfortunately, Mouserat doesn't need a whole lot to get it past a boostless defender. And now there's Puffins up 3-1. This is dangerous territory. We've only got a minute and 9 seconds. Sabres need to find some magic, I feel, in the next 20 seconds or so to really have a shot at this game.
Well, there's an opportunity right there. Oh, Hollow just not quite able to get it on target. Opportunity was available. I don't know how many more of those they'll have in any one given game. Bango was trying to collect that boost, but he opts to go for the ball instead after the initial miss. Falls down into the corner. Hollow just looking to maintain self-control here of the ball. Corner out again. Mouserat collapsing on top. Comes back into midfield. Bango in an awkward spot, but able to find the touch. Bit of a double commit here from the Sabres. Sammy 50 with Mouserat. Hollow, a pump towards net. Good save from Bango, but the pressure finally paying off for the Sabres. They're going to get themselves back within 1.
This is a quick turn offensive rotation that I'm a big fan of. Yes, it's a little dangerous because it leaves you open on the backside. You have both players commit upfield, but if you can manage it like the Sabres did here, they do a really good job of not letting that big clear happen, getting repeated pressure, fast turns back towards the net to continue to take shot after shot after shot, and it pays off for the Sabres. Now, only down by 1 in scoring territory.
Scoring territory indeed, 15 seconds. This clear from Mouserat going to take a lot of time off the board. Sammy looks to play it over left. They're doubled up here. They cannot let it touch the ground. Hollow taking a long time to get underneath. It's not going to be enough. The Puffins getting that spike down, and they'll take game number 3. They'll go up in the series 2-1. And, you know, ever since that game 1 where they almost came back, they pushed it to overtime, it really has felt like a really fantastic read on the style to play of the Sabres from the Puffins so far, Lars.
Yeah, the Puffins have adapted to the Sabres style, and it's really thrown the Sabres for a loop. They seem, like I said, when they start to go down, they get a little panicky. They start to miss touches that they weren't missing before. They're still looking for those same kind of opportunities, but I worry that with how the Puffins have adapted, that's just not going to work. You can see the outcome of that. We've got the Puffins winning 2 games in a row. If you're the Sabres, now is the time for a changeup. We're going into game number 4. This is where it's ride or die. This is the end for whether or not they win this series or have a chance at winning this series. They need to come in with something, I think, a little more radically different. They have the mechanical ability. They have the speed. Let's see something. I don't have the exact, what they need, but it needs to be not what they've been doing, obviously, as it hasn't paid off. The Puffins, on the other hand, still a little bit too much space. I think they could edge out a bit more advantage if they take a little bit of a lesson from the Sabres, get that quick turn offense going. We saw a couple of opportunities where they managed to kill the ball in front of the Sabres net, but the second player was way back at midfield collecting boost.
Yeah, so it's going to have to be just more effort coming out of this Sabres team. We've seen a lot of them, but when you get down into these playoff races, it's going to take 110% to really secure these games. And so the Puffins on the verge of taking the series, though we will play all 5 games regardless of the outcome of this match. It's going to be down to the Sabres to see if they can keep their hopes of taking a win in this series alive, or at the very least try and mitigate as much damage as possible as we get things underway. Game number 4 between these two teams. Going to be Bango sending it down the left side. Out of the corner, Sammy a return into midfield. We see Puffins taking it slow, making their way back. Bango not eager to get on top of that ball. Mouserat backing up to the far corner. Big double commit from the Puffins there. Hollow plays it off the side wall. Sammy give away in the midfield. Bango tried to collapse, but follow through touch from Sammy, able to keep it from being on target. Played back in the midfield again. Sammy into the corner. It's Bango back over top of one. Sabres doing a great job on rotations, keeping solid pressure. Oh no, speaking of rotations, Hollow, you cannot afford to go for the boosted net. As soon as he cuts into the corner, you can see this shot come in from Mouserat. That is just unfortunate timing.
I don't blame Sammy at all for that touch there. When you're caught in the midfield with the ball coming down with pressure, you have to do anything you can to slow it down. The quick touch off the wall should be enough to allow your teammate to get back to net and set up for defense. But like you said, Hollow turning for that boost in the corner, not the time to go for that. And it's going to pay off as the Puffins are very accurate from all over the field.
And I have a feeling that he probably just had ball cam turned off for a moment to line himself up. And by the time he turned ball cam right back on, the ball just rocketing towards his net. He looked to get back in time, but You know, sometimes the shot just too powerful from the position you're in. So 1-0 sits the scoreline here in game 4. Hollow looking to make it 1-1, double touch, follow through off the post, but it falls right into Hollow's lap, and a little tap will make it even.
That may be one of the shortest turn rotations we've ever seen, from in the net to the goal line, and that's it for Hollow, coming off that brilliant pass from Sammy to get that one, the double touch and back down in front of the net. And that is, there's not a whole lot you could do with that if you're the Puffins. You've got to get up on that back wall and meet it there. But at the point where that dropped down, it was kind of game over.
Game over indeed. It was just solid pressure coming out of the Sabres to do a good job of just maintaining their presence in front of net. So they have themselves back level in this game after an early defensive mistake. Mouse Rat. For a 50 that might have sent it in front, actually gets a bump on Sammy, who's still in control. Bango having to pop that one up in the air. There'll be another bump coming through. You see that physicality that we were hoping to see out of them. Now this could throw the rotations of the Puffins out of whack. Bango playing it back in the midfield. It'll be a pickup for Sammy. He looked to send it towards net, but sends it wide. Backboard up again. Hollow will look to follow through. Backboard yet again, but still no follow through on the second man. They were trying to get a passing play set up, and really just no one there to take over control after these hits on the backboard. See another ball just come across net there. It's Sammy again with control straight into Bango. Mouse Rat. Ooh, actually finding a miss. Bango, that's a pop-up. Could be an opportunity here for Sammy, and yes, it is. Just launches that off the bar.
That's a beautiful shot. And again, those quick turns out of the Sabres, it's what they do so well, recognizing when that ball isn't going to get cleared immediately and immediately re-attacking. That one's right off the crossbar and down with tons of power. We've seen a little bit of shooting accuracy issues out of the Sabres, but not there as they take the lead here just past halfway.
And it's a really well-placed shot. He gets the power on it. Could it be another? Ooh, Sammy coming between inches of getting that double touch. He's just shy, but they are still in the lead. 2 minutes to go, though it's not gonna last for long. Mouse Rat with the aerial control to send it through, and we've got a level playing field yet again.
Mouse Rat, that's a great, easy touch. You don't need too much. There's already a lot of power from that momentum coming down the field, and just enough to get it past the defender. On the side of the Sabres, definitely expecting that first touch to happen, that first 50 to happen, not ready to get up and defend that. And it's well placed as well, and that near post, it's going to be very hard for a back post defender.
That it is. In the final moments here, a much tighter game. Oh, towards net, and all right, well, you know what? Sometimes it doesn't have to be pretty as long as it works.
I was just thinking that to myself, is we like to see those big, flashy, mechanical plays, but at the end of the day, it's consistency that wins games. And right now, the Sabres just more consistently bringing pressure to the net, adding in a little bit of that physical play style. And you could see where it's paying off as they have control here, though. Minute 45 to go, it's still anybody's game.
And that it is, and that's a good save from Bango as well. It's a fake on the Hollow. Mouse Rat looking to come up and support at midfield. Opportunity, pass, Mouse Rat reaching, but Sammy getting it clear. Now Bango's gonna have to make his way back. It's a giveaway from Hollow. Sammy looking to get possession. Follow through from Bango. He knew exactly what was gonna happen there. A beautiful read at midfield, and the Puffins draw level yet again.
That's just a really awkward touch out of Sammy, trying to send it downfield and doesn't get the touch they want. It rolls off the back of their car, and Bango, like you said, a beautiful read turning back up at that one. That's kind of what we asked for out of them. Don't give the Sabres space once you've shut down the offensive opportunity. Continue to attack and apply pressure, and you can see exactly where it pays off.
Yeah, absolutely. And so now, minute 20 left to go. 6 goals tied evenly between these two teams. Mouse Rat soft touch into the corner. Controlling here, trying to fake out Sammy, though. Great patience coming from the Sabres on that play. They don't overcommit. It's a good clear coming from Bango down the left side. Out into midfield, need to get it clear. Hollow able to find that touch. Back to Sammy again. Bango, awkward spot, but he is able to get turned. Now less than a minute to go. Hollow was looking to pop that slowly over Mouse Rat, but Mouse Rat with the patience. We've seen both sides do a really good job of sort of reading the play, responding effectively to it. We're not overcommitting. They're not really doing anything that would put them in an awkward spot. It's what makes me feel that we're really going to see an overtime here, because both sides are playing very fantastic. I think if we do see something that prevents overtime, it's a very quick and powerful shot that goes into the back of the net, Lars.
I couldn't agree more. And what we see here is, like you said, you mentioned patience. And as you move up to the ranks, it tends to be a matter of have to hit the ball more, have to be quicker and more aggressive. But when you start to hit this Academy League level, right near the top of it, Champ 1, where a lot of these players are sitting, you have to start to learn to be patient. And, okay, I can hit the ball, but is it when I should be making that challenge? Just like you said, they're doing a good job of reading the play. When it's available, they're up in their opponent's face making challenges. And when it's not available, they're sitting back ready to play defense.
Well, overtime it is indeed. The series victory on the line here for the Puffins. Meanwhile, the Sabres trying to force that game 5. Sammy, good control back over to the left. Be out of the corner, straight back down again. Hollow with a touch towards the back wall. Straight down, Sammy. Bit of a mistouch. It'll be Mouserat with control. Bango often to stay back in support over top of Hollow, and it's just going to go on through. Mouserat with the flick over top, and even though we've still got one more game, the Sabres, or the Puffins, take the series.
And if you're looking at the statistics, that's exactly kind of what you would expect out of the Puffins. But I'm not much of a predicting guy. If I have to make a prediction here, it's going to be that we're going to see the Sabres take game number 5. This has been such a close series. The Puffins walking away with tons and tons of momentum after 3 in a row. But I think this deserves to be a 2-3. With how these teams have played, they've been so even. They've done such a good job matching each other's play styles and adapting to what they need to do. Sabres, a little bit more physicality and continue to bring that quick turn offense. And the Puffins, the big note here, they've got 4 goals on 4 shots. The Sabres need to find a way to shut down that transition play and not allow them to get those effective one-off shots.
Yeah, and the other thing to think about as well is there were 8 shots coming from the Sabres in that game and only able to convert on 3. And that, I think, really shows the effectiveness of what we're seeing them downfield. The Sabres just not really able to get it in super dangerous positions. The Puffins always able to get in front when they need to. And on the flip side of that, we don't see the Puffins shoot a whole lot. But oh boy, when they do, it is not something that the Sabres are expecting or that they can get in front of in time. And it's that sort of deadly efficiency down in the final third that has been really serving the Puffins well. So going into this game 5, it's an opportunity for the Sabres to try and at least grab one back. But I think I'm going to have to actually guess against you here, Lars. I don't think that this is going to be a 3-2. As close as these teams are, and I do think it'll be a close game 5, I think the Puffins are able to put it together here and close it out 4-1. They're riding the momentum, and I think they're going to ride it all the way through.
Well, to give credence to what you said and not what I said, it's all about consistency, like we mentioned in game number 4 here. And the Puffins, to your point, have been very consistent. I just have a lot of faith in Sabres as game number 5 is underway here, and we're seeing the first attack out of the Sabres.
Hollow looking to get up to that one, but it's Bango with a send back down left side. Mouserat in control, looks to drop it in front, and Sammy to play it away. Bango will pop that one up. Ooh, it almost fell in. It was a good shot, actually, on target. Hollow able to find that save. It's a glancing touch from Bango, sending it off this back wall. Their glancing touch. Hollow will find a clear downfield. Soft touch. Sammy actually right there for it, but he can't get the touch. It's Hollow that's got to quickly get on top. Mouserat jostling for control of this ball. He will come away with it. Sends a shot towards net, but it's way wide. Hollow able to pick it up on the transition. Now we'll see what the Sabres can do. And what they do is Sammy putting this through, makes it 1-0 early on here. That's a fantastic transitional play.
A little bit of that game number 1 magic we saw out of the Sabres, getting that big pass play all the way down the field from one end to the other, getting both players involved, and it's so difficult to defend that in transition because already you're scrambled on defense in that transition play. And now they're coming at you from different angles from up high, and that's Hollow out of the corner with a little bit of a self-pass to finish that one off.
And this is a really good start here for the Sabres in game 5. They get 2 quick goals back-to-back. Hollow just collapsing on top of that one. Beats Mouserat to the touch cleanly and is able to send that one through 2 goals. Now, it's going to be what the Puffins have to come back, but I mean, it's similar to what we saw in game 1. The Puffins went down by 2. They were able to get things back under control in the last minute. Yeah, they lost in overtime, but it just goes to show that this Puffins team does not give up easily. So the Sabres, I'm going to be looking for them to continue to try and mount on the goals here.
Yeah, we saw the Puffins score a lot as, wow, Sammy, before I can even finish what I wanted to say, which was just to basically agree, Sammy's going to go ahead and pile on 3 goals with 3 minutes and 33 seconds left. That's an easy touch over the top, leaving the Puffins with 1 defender, and it's not enough.
And 3's on the scoreboard, except for that big 0 over in the Puffins side. Things continue to go from bad to worse for them here. They do already have the series, but again, it's like what we say every week here, Lars. Every game still very important. If it's not for contention, it's still for seeding and whatnot. So it's in the Puffins' best interest to close out this series strong. The Sabres as well, they've got that same pressure on their end, and they're looking to try and just do as much damage control as they can here. That's a good 50 from Mouserat. It's not going to be on target, but Sammy might just center it. Bango had an opportunity, but he sends it over to the right side. That one going to fall just short. 3 minutes left to go. It's Bango again, sending it towards net. To come straight down. 50 was looking for Mouserat, but instead it leaves the net wide open, and the Sabres slowing it down. They're not going to take a chance.
This is what we asked for out of the Sabres. They took away the Puffins' ability to score in transition, those big one-off plays, and it's really thrown the Puffins for a loop. They can't seem to find anything going. Once they get sucked up into some sort of offensive rotation, the Sabres flip the script on them, send it right back down the field, and get quick goals themselves. Now up 4-0. You really feel for the Puffins. Maybe they're feeling a little scrambled. They spent so long on top and dominant in these games. Now that they're in the down position, can they have the mental wherewithal to fight this one back with half the game left?
Well, it's very possible. It is very possible, though. 4 goals, it's really hard, especially with how well both sides have been playing throughout this series. It's hard to feel like the Sabres will let this one slide from them. I mean, they have really come with a second vengeance in this 5th final game. They can't let themselves think they've won Game 5 just yet. It's going to be Sammy out of the corner looking to get it farther back downfield. Can't quite get wrapped on it. Bango off the side wall, pop up. Bango with the flip. It'll be Hollow to take control over to the left side. Now Sammy, bit of a backflip, but it might actually work out in his favor. Could have been a fake in. Bango able to just find that touch in time, but almost a 2,000 IQ play. Hollow will grab boost. Missed touch from Mouserat. He plays it out in front. Beautiful back pass, and Sammy sending that one through, but you gotta give it to Hollow for a just insanely smart touch on that ball.
You mentioned that 2,000 IQ potential. Maybe not 2,000 IQ, but sitting well above 200 here with that little bounce pass out to center. And great on Sammy to recognize what's happening, turn upfield and push it away. But Hollow, just so well thought out in the short time they had to get that one follow-up touches. Here's Bango finally striking back for the Puffins. I get the feeling they can. This is a very capable Puffins team. We've seen them dominate 3 games with tons and tons of control, but now a minute 33 to go and down 4 goals. That is a difficult spot to be in.
Yeah, I mean, we saw them in the final 90 seconds of Game 1 come back 2, but this is a deficit double that. So with the same amount of time, but twice the amount of goals, unless the Sabres just completely, and I mean completely, collapse defensively, I really don't see them losing this game. They've been playing phenomenally well. It's more of what we saw from them in that Game 1. You can see they're thinking smart about the plays and getting these passes off to each other, and they're taking advantage of the holes that the Puffins are leaving them. And so we even see it now. They're content to just waste time, send it downfield. They're not looking to press anything towards net, just get things sort of in their favor. What a save just off the bar. Sammy somehow finds that touch. It's up back in midfield. Hollow looking for the redirect. It's not going to be on target, but I don't think it's going to matter at this point. 4 goals. It would need a goal every 10 seconds here, Lars.
I see a couple of little cracks in the Sabres defense, but here it looks like the Puffins are going to hand them 1 more goal. And like you said, it's not going to matter now. Down 5 with 34 seconds to go. I think we can go ahead and say Sabres have this one pretty well tidied up. They're making a couple of errors. They're getting doubled up on each other, getting a little too close on the offensive end. It's giving them some vulnerabilities. But the Puffins in game number 5 just can't capitalize like they could earlier in the series. This is a wildly different game than we've seen so far tonight.
Yeah, it really is. And with the final 30 seconds ticking down, the storyline of this final game really becomes, can the Sabres punch their ticket to Brazil? Yes, they can. 7-1 is the score line. It's got 20 seconds left for them to see if it'll stand. And they are going to at least enjoy that flight as a consolation prize, even though they weren't able to make it happen in the series.
So here's the question, Sleeky. Do they say, all right, enough's enough, we're going to take the Brazil, we're going to stop scoring even if you give us the open net? Or do they hammer on and try to pick up a couple extra goals here?
I mean, we'll see. Oh, Hollow looking for that net again. Final 10 seconds, Sammy wrapping around. Might try and get one more here in the waning seconds. Mouse Rat with control. And it could be a potential here for the Puffins to avoid the Brazil themselves. Bango towards net. What a save from Sammy. He saves their flight, and he saves the series. It's still a loss for the Sabres, but they're able to recoup it in 5. They make it a 3-2. What an effort in that last game. 6 goals on 8 shots from Sammy. But you got to give it to the Puffins. They were so good all series long, especially those middle 3 games. They had it well and truly in control. And, you know, I still expect to see potentially both of these teams in playoffs with the way that they're playing right now.
Absolutely. This was a great showing. Going through those middle 3 games with the Sabres and the Puffins, I really felt for the Sabres because they weren't playing poorly despite dropping 3 in a row. The Puffins just played a game above Academy League level. They did such an awesome job managing space, managing, spacing, managing pace, doing such a great job all over the field. And there's not a whole lot you can do about that. If you're a true Academy League player, you're already playing at your limits. What do you do? But the Sabres managed to find it in game number 5 to grab the Brazil, pick up 2 goals to help them hold on to that wild card spot towards the playoffs. This likely may not be the last we see of these 2 teams playing against each other. But going forward, we do have more Rocket League. Before we get there, if you are looking for some music for a project you are working on, APM Music, they are our title sponsor here. They are absolutely the people to turn for. If you are live streaming on Twitch, whatever it may be, you've got a project you're working on, making a movie, you're doing sports at any level, APM Music, they are going to be the people that are going to hook you up with the absolute best music for your project. So make sure you give them. When you come back, we have, like Sleeky said at the start, more Sabres Puffins action for you here tonight.